It got to the point where she was just like, okay, but Michael, we have footage of you pocketing the money. And I was like, and I was just like, 4K, right? And I was just like, yeah, but those are tips that the customers give me. She was...
You're a good friend if you do shit like that. Oh, we started?
Back here with another video. Today I got a story time for y'all. Alright. I got a story time. I'm gonna tell you about the time I got fired from Wawa. Right? Pretty sure y'all know what Wawa is. And before I get into that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you guys have any video ideas, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I'll make it happen for y'all. Also subscribe to my man's channel, Powered by Lee. He has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it down below in the description. But let's get into it. All right, so boom, 3 years ago, right? I was 18 years old. You know, I got a job at Wawa. I was a gas attendant. So I'm in there, you know, I'm happy, got hired or whatever. But we got paid every Friday. Every Friday, we got paid. You know what I'm saying? The job was easy as hell. Like, it's self-explanatory. So basically, here's how I thought I was cheating the system. Here's how I thought I was getting over, right? So say for instance, somebody come in the gas station, they're like, let me get $40 regular. I'm like, okay, cool. They more so than not, they gave me like two $20 bills, right? They give me two $20 bills. They give me two $20 bills. And there's like booths outside. Like there's like 3 different booths outside for like each person like to sit in or whatever.
If you've been to a Wawa, you know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, dude. There's Wawas everywhere. There's booths inside each, you know, section of like whatever gas part you're at.
Right.
So I'm in there, and inside of each of those booths, there's like a whole system, like cash register system or whatever, for you to like process the transaction, right? So somebody be like, oh, let me get $40 regular. They give me two $20 bills. You know what I'm saying? I walk up in the booth, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm about to do in my head, right? I'm about to be up 20 beans, right? I'm about to be up. So I go ahead, process it or whatever, $40 or whatever in the system, as if the system isn't gonna catch on. But that's how I was slow. So what I would do is I'll put a $20 bill in the register and I'll pocket the other 20, right? So I would do that every few transactions to try not to make it too hot, right?
This shit that was already hot.
It was already hot,
less hot,
but I was trying to make it less hot.
Prevention been on your ass since the beginning.
So basically, I kept doing that thinking I was coming up. And I did that method about probably like 3-4 times before I got caught up. And the 4th time, mind you, I'll go into work early. I do like an early shift. The manager pulls me over aside. He's like, yeah, we've been getting a lot of shortages on the registers on the registers outside.
You gotta tell them like they never say you did it flat out.
Yeah.
They try to corner you in a way.
They try to corner me in a way. Yeah. So he was like, you know, there's shortages for the register, right? So I'm like, damn, that's crazy though. All right. You know what I'm saying? That should have been my warning to just stop there. But I decided to do it again that same day he gave me the warning to be like, all right, be careful. I did it again. So that same day, I was doing the method again. So I'm on lunch break, right? I'm about to clock out. I get off at 2 o'clock. I'm on break, right? The manager comes in the break room. He's like, oh, can I speak to you a minute? Your shirts came in. Mind you, I was confused because I was like, shirts, they gave me everything I needed once I got hired. So this man finessed me to go in the office. Mind you, I walk in the office, dude's on the phone with loss prevention, bro. Loss prevention. It's like this white Karen lady or whatever on the phone. So the manager dude, he gave me the phone. He's like, hi Michael, how are you? Or whatever. I'm like, I'm good. She's like, yeah, so like the manager explained to you, you know, we've been receiving a lot of shortages on the registers outside. And I was like, yeah, that sounds unfortunate. You know, that's crazy. Like maybe that's something y'all want to look into or whatever. And he was like, she's like, yeah, but you know, we've noticed that the shortages came on your shift, like when you were working. And I was like,
beat around the bush.
Yeah, she was basically like beating around the bush to basically just get me to like admit that I did it. So, mind you, I was just playing the role like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I just kept saying that. So it got to a point where she was just like, okay.
That nigga was caught.
It got to the point where she was just like, okay, but Michael, we have footage of you pocketing the money. And I was like, and I was just like, 4K, right? And I was just like, yeah, but those are tips that the customers give me. She was like, Michael, they're not gonna give you $20 tips all the time. All the time. And I was just like, I'm like, yeah, but like sometimes they
Lying, ass.
Sometimes they really do be giving me tips. She was like, but not every transaction, Michael. You know, so I was just
That's
like,
why I was still
and she was
like,
like, I don't want this to escalate to anything serious. Mind you, they called the cops after. But she was like, I don't want to get law enforcement involved or anything like that. And I was like, yeah, I don't want that either, mind you. I'm just thinking about my mom the whole time, what she finna do to me when I get home. So,
That's called investing.
mind you, I was 18 at the time, so like, I really could have just got locked up. So, after I finished, you know, speaking to the lady on the phone, the manager guy calls the police. So he calls the cops, and my heart just drops to my ass. So I'm like, I gotta call my mom to let her know what's going on because she's gonna be like, fuck, this man's locked up, he's booked or whatever. So my mom come in, you know what I'm saying? She comes in guns blazing trying to defend me. She doesn't know exactly what happened, but she comes in guns blazing trying to defend her child, even though I was dead ass wrong. But, you know, I didn't tell her that fully. So she came in, luckily, I don't know how, but they let me leave with my mom when she came to pick me up. So I left with her, and my mom said, that's crazy how they just gonna try to accuse without hard evidence, and my stomach just boiling in the back seat, bro. Cause I know she finna like find out eventually.
Did you leave with bread?
I had some art. So here's what happened, right? So when the lady basically called me out on my shit and was like, okay, but we seen you pocket, right? I still was finessing that day. So I had probably like $200 something of finesse money in my pocket. So what I did was I took a big chunk of that money and put it on the table in the manager's office, right? To try to like lessen the load. To try to lessen the load. Yeah, I swear. To try to lessen the load on the amount that I had stole. And so when I got home, my mom's driving me home and she's just looking at me through the rear view. She's just like, she ain't saying nothing for like a good 10 minutes straight. So randomly she looks in the rear view mirror and she's just like, Michael, if you stole something from that job, you need to let me know right now. And I was like, no, they're trying to accuse me like the money that I got was for tips. But I was still like, I was lying still. She looked at me, she was like, before you go in your room, don't go in your room. We patting you down before you go in your room. So my mom basically parks the car or whatever. I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm like, yo, I'm done up. She gonna find all this money. I was thinking about cramming the money in my ass crack. Like, I was thinking of anything to try to get out of it, but I was like, it's deed. So she winds up patting me down. She pulls out the rest of the money that I had. It was probably like $100 maybe, like mixed bills or whatever, crumbled up bills and shit like that. So she was like, so you get this for tips every day. And I was like sometimes
she would have
put me on, like you getting that many, like, yeah. So she already knew I was lying. You know how a mother knows. Mm-hmm. A mother always knows. So she gets mad as fuck at me. I'm thinking I'm going to get that ass whooping of my life. I'm thinking it's over. I didn't really care about the consequences about the job. I was thinking about my mom about to beat my ass. So I was just thinking about that the whole time. And she grabbed the bat. She grabbed the bat and everything, right? She was about to wail on me, but for some reason she stopped. Because she was thinking about the long term. Like, she was thinking about the long-term effect on what it was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, of course I was on punishment, but I was D'd up in general. You know, I couldn't do anything. I better not have asked or uttered to do anything remotely fun. Better not utter nothing. Stay in your room, done up. So, she basically took the money that I had, that they had patted me down for when I got back to the crib. She went back to Wawa and gave it to them, and she apologized. Basically, so So she
Use that shit.
so she went and gave them back the money. And then honestly, my mom was like, you can't go anywhere because it's still under investigation. So like,
I would have asked
for change?
Yeah, I would have like asked people for change.
That's crazy. Try to split up that shit?
Yeah.
Nah, but she gave it back and I was still under investigation, so I couldn't leave that crib for like a minute, just, you know. So time passed and it, you know, thank God they didn't pull up to my house on some shit and just like took me away. But mind you, I went through all of that. I'm gonna tell you the reason why I was trying to finesse in the first place. So I had an 02 Honda Civic, you know what I'm saying? I already told y'all before. Transmission was messed up or whatever, couldn't really drive it far. So the main reason why I was trying to finesse on the side was to try to get bread. Yeah, 02 Honda Civic, like a little whip. Yeah. So transmission was messed up, so I tried to finesse the money on the side to, you know what I'm saying, help raise the money to get the transmission fixed faster. But mind you, we get paid. We got paid every Friday, and I was working pretty good hours. Like I was averaging like 400 something a week. All I had to do was wait like three weeks to a month, and I would have had enough to get it fixed. But my dumb ass wanted to try to finesse and think I was getting over, but I wasn't in the end. Just so that I could go see a girl that's no longer my girl. Mind you, she broke up with me literally around the same time that I got fired. So I was just at the lowest part of my goddamn life. Everything was going into shambles. Like I didn't eat. I fell into a crazy depression. It was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, looking back at it, it wasn't worth it. Cause honestly, that was probably one of the coolest jobs I had. But you know, my stupidity cost me a lot. It could have cost me more, to be honest, because I could have got locked up and it could have been on my permanent record.
Yeah.
But I actually tried to apply to another Wawa probably like a year
nah,
ago.
We know your record, nigga.
Yeah, and I was actually about to get hired, but she did the background check and saw that, you know, I got fired. No, but this is when I was like 20, like more recent years. I tried to apply for another Wawa and I actually was in the door, but I had to wait for that background check to come in. And she saw that I worked at the previous Wawa and it just said terminated. It didn't say the reason why. It just said terminated. So she was like, you know, unfortunately I can't hire you because it says that you were fired from your previous job at the previous Wawa or whatever. And that was pretty much it. But that's pretty much the story time, y'all. Moral of the story, just don't steal, be honest.
Don't scam, don't thief.
Yeah, just make an honest living for yourself, to be real. It's not worth it, to be honest, because it's not worth the anxiety and the stress thinking you're going to get caught, which my ass got caught.
Don't scam.
Be a civilian.
Yeah, just
steal.
Make an honest living. Use that bright brain that God's giving you. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys like the story time, make sure you guys hit that like button, follow button.
God, don't steal.
Don't steal. That's the main moral of the story.
Don't steal, don't thief.
Do not steal, because I really thought I was up. Like my drawer was like, I had bread in there from those finesse methods, but you know. But yeah, so
every wave die up.
Yeah, every wave eventually
Crash.
it's over. But if you guys like the story time, let me know so I can make more story times. I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So just let me know which one you guys want to hear. Till the next video, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.